Hi, I'm Sandy, and I'm here with Luke and Ben. Luke is on my right, and Ben, he's on my left. Oh yes, and I'm the one in the middle. And the three of us are going to show you how to easily build your own 12-foot Go-Rilla jib. Our design even goes a step further, allowing you to decide its length from 6, 8, 10, or 12 feet as your shoot requires. We all know how expensive equipment is, and that cost often prevents us from getting that one great shot. It's kind of like fishing, you know, the one that got away. Well, your Go-Rilla jib can be built for approximately $175. That allows you to spend like a Go-Rilla filmmaker while always looking like the pro that you are. Unlike that 12-foot jib sold in video magazines for $2,000 that requires every penny up front where you get nothing, the Go-Rilla jib parts can be purchased as you can afford them. It might take you a few weeks or paychecks, but when your Go-Rilla is built, it will be worth every dime. Simply use the enclosed parts list to purchase the required parts from your local big box building store. Then, with parts in hand, follow this video and schematic, and you will be able to build your very own jib in less than 1 or 2 hours. Once built, it can be set up or taken down in minutes. Don't let a wimpy tripod stop you from building your own jib. We used our smallest, skinny-legged friction head tripod that could never hold the weight of a jib and adapted it. The results? We have a tripod that allows us to build either a 6-foot or 8-foot jib. This means you can build your jib now while you look for a tripod capable of extending to 12 feet or even 16 feet. How did we do it? We simply made 6 1/4-inch holes at the bottom of each adjustment fixture and inserted 6 1/4 by 1 1/4-inch bolts and nuts. When you're not using your jib, remove the nuts and bolts and your tripod can be used normally. Now, you can stop lurking in the bushes and watch as the three of us show you how easy it is to build your very own 12-foot Go-Rilla jib. First things first, there's 4 holes that are used to hold the 2 L's together to create one unit. Each pulley requires 2 holes. Use the existing hole to center the pulley, then drill the 2 holes. You have to pre-drill a total of 8 1/4-inch holes and 1 3/8-inch hole. The 3/8-inch hole in the center is to mount the unit to the tripod. Drill the required holes in your 2 angles, part J. When purchased, the angle has a series of holes that are already pre-drilled. If you use the existing holes as a go-by to start with, they're going to be identical. That's what I did. And by starting this video, you can see exactly where the holes are drilled by where indicated. Now, install the 4 1/4-inch bolts through both angles and attach washers and nuts, then tighten. These are listed on your parts list as Q, R, and T, like Tom. Here's where we're just making sure that the bolts are good and tight. You will definitely want to be sure to do the same. Remember, the tripod unit is installed as it appears here, and the bolts need to be in the same position. They need to be facing downward as you see in the image. So far, so good. It's time for the pulleys. It's very important that you use the Everbuilt pulley. Others are not recommended. Hold a pulley in your hand and insert 2 1/4 by 1-inch bolts. Now place the 2 nuts on the bolts and tighten them. Don't forget to tighten them. Now, place 2 washers on each bolt. 1, 2. And 1 and 2. Then place the pulley on the outside of the tripod assembly by pushing the bolts through the 2 required holes that you drilled earlier. Screw on the nuts and tighten them. Now install the second pulley. Just repeat everything you just did for the other side. Take the second pulley in your hand and insert 2 1/4 by 1 inch bolts. Now place the 2 nuts on the bolts and tighten them. Now, place 2 washers on each bolt. 1, 2, and 1 and 2. Then place the pulley on the outside of the tripod assembly by pushing the bolts through the 2 required holes that you drilled earlier. Screw on the nuts and tighten them. Take part N, the 3/8 by 4 inch bolt, add a washer, and insert through the center of the pulley. Add a large 3/8 washer, then a small 3/8 washer, and then a nut, a washer, and a wing nut. Okay, turn it around and do it again. Add a washer to your other 3/8 by 4 inch bolt and insert it through the center of the pulley. Add a large 3/8 washer, then a small 3/8 washer, and then a nut, a washer, and a wing nut. Your tripod assembly is now ready. Building the camera assembly is almost identical, but the camera unit faces up, not down, and the bolts are inserted downward. Note that the bolts are down on the camera unit. This is our wire guide. If you want your wires to run neatly, use a bracket on the bolts on your camera unit to run your wire as demonstrated here. You can use as many as 4, 2 per unit. I staggered the holes using the existing holes as guides so that the installation would be uniform. The L angle is 11 inches from here to here. Half of that is where you place the camera mount hole and the tripod mount hole, which is roughly 5.5 inches from each end, making it centered. This is your wire rope. It can be used on the left or right side pulley assembly. The choice is yours. Some people may want to use wire rope on both sides. It isn't necessary. Attach your flush stop to one end of your wire rope and your eye hook to the other. By twisting the eye hook, you can adjust the tension on your wire rope. It's that easy. FYI, some people like me may decide to use a larger eye hook. The choice is yours again. Okay, let's get back to Luke installing the tripod mount. I'm holding part C with the 3/4 inch cap, which is connected to part H, which is screwed into F, the 3/4 inch T, and parts B and E that were all pre-assembled. Ben and Luke will attach 2 pre-assembled part V's into my part E. Your part V should be a W, which is screwed into an X, that is then screwed into a V, and then on the other end into an X, onto a W, and then into a G. So how is that in English? Your 1 inch by 3 foot pipe has a 3/4 inch nipple attached to the 1 inch by 3/4 inch reducer, which is screwed into the 1 inch by 3 foot pipe. And on the other end, closest to Luke and Ben, that goes into the tripod mount, you have a 1 inch to 3/4 inch reducer screwed into a 3/4 inch nipple that is then screwed into the 3/4 inch cross. Now that's a mouthful, but these parts are all listed on your schematic. Now, Ben and Luke are going to attach the base to the tripod mount. First, they'll just remove the wing nuts and the washers on each side. We think. Okay, first, Ben is going to drop it just to show off. Now, we line up parts G with the 4-inch bolt and slip the 4-inch bolt through the cross. Replace the washer and the wing nut on each side, and voila, you have the tripod mount ready to go. Now we're in the home stretch. Now Ben and Luke are going to attach part A. Part A is the secret of your Go-Rilla jib. It's the number of and or the length of each A that will, in the future, allow you to create most any length from 6 to 12 feet in minutes. And FYI, I've gone up to 16 feet with mine, but believe me, 12 is plenty. At the end of this part A are 2 T's, but don't let me confuse you. Part F on your parts list is a 3/4 inch T. Now Luke will screw a B, the 3/4 inch by 6 inch pipe, into F and connect a D, the 3/4 inch union. Then he's going to screw another B into the other F and then connect to D. Tighten and straighten. Square them up. Make sure you square them up. Now, screw your last two A's into F and mount your camera assembly. Notice that there are two G's at the end of each A. Since we have 3 people, we added some of our balance weights at this time. Next, Ben will connect the camera unit. Once again, remove the wing nut and the washer on each side. Slip the bolts through the G's and replace your washers and wing nuts. Okay, almost done. Screw the 2 male caps, part C, on your schematic into the end of each G and install your wire rope from pulley to pulley using your eye hook and flush clamps to create the desired tension. There you have it. Your jib is built. Just add a camera and the rest of your balancing weights using free weights placed on H and an ankle weight placed on A, close to the camera mount. I love the ankle weights because the weights inside of them are separate. So you can take 1 out, 2 out, 3 out. You can really use it for balancing. It's very flexible. The length of your jib and the weight of your camera will dictate the weight to be placed on H and J. Your jib is now built and you're ready to shoot. Thanks for watching and happy shooting.